Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm trying different positions for the camera, so it might be over there, might be up there. So let me know which position you like best. But for today, I want to talk about where is Star Fox. Now, during the Direct, they showed a lot of good games and a lot of games in general just to play. But every time they don't show certain games, it makes me a little sad, and Star Fox is one of them. The other one is F-Zero, and keep an eye on the channel because that's going to be another video for another day. But Star Fox really doesn't make sense to me why it's being neglected so much, especially on the Switch and now the Switch 2. Even though the Switch 2 is only 3 months old, I really thought this Direct would have been time to show the new Star Fox, if they are in fact making one. I mean, it fits the Nintendo mold so well now that it doesn't really make sense to me why they wouldn't try to revitalize it in some way. And maybe they are. Maybe they're working on something in the background and we just don't know about yet, because making games takes a long time. I mean, look what they did with Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong, that's one of my favorite games of all time now, that Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's freaking awesome. That's one of my favorite games of all time. It was so cool. And I gotta go back and get 100% on it. There's so much stuff coming out, it's like never ending. So anyway, back on the Super Nintendo, I remember getting this spaceship game and completely being blown away with its incredible art style and 3D battle environments. I wasn't very good at the game, but over many hours I eventually beat it, and the characters from that game became some of my favorite Nintendo characters to this day. On the N64 was Star Fox 64 and its awesome Rumble pack that it came with, and Rumble features, the introduction of the Rumble features, and Sony was pretty quick to follow suit with the I forget what it was called, analog controls, and then the Rumble features. It just became standard. One of the many things that Nintendo made standard across the industry. And it even had split screen, something that was like never done before. I'm like, holy crap, this is awesome. Everybody can play together on the same screen, which it kills me that modern gaming has pretty much put an end to that, because they want you to buy 2 systems, 2 online services if you're playing on a system like, let's say Xbox, they want you to buy 2 Game Pass subscriptions. If you're on PlayStation, you got to buy 2 online subscriptions. And even if you're on Nintendo, you got to buy 2 Nintendo online subscriptions. So if you want to play online on the console, on multiple systems, you got to buy multiple online services. Unless there's a way to do it on Nintendo where you can buy the family plan and you could share it that way, but I haven't figured that out yet. So tell me in the comments below if you have any insight on that. So anyway, so the evolution in the series was crazy. From going from the Super Nintendo to the N64, I'm like, how could it possibly get any better? Well, move on to the GameCube generation, and they took Star Fox into a new genre. They made an action-adventure game, and to me, Star Fox Adventures is probably my favorite Star Fox game overall. It was so unique and had amazing graphics at the time. The only thing it lacked was it needed more vehicle combat sections or space battles, and the game would have revolutionized the franchise completely. They'd probably still be building off of it to this day, and it'd probably be up there with The Legend of Zelda and Mario, if you really think about it. Star Fox Assault could have been that game, but they went backwards with its lackluster story and very short campaign. I barely remember this game because I bought it and then beat it in one day. Basically, I beat it in one sitting. And then the next day, I ended up trading it in. Or since they wouldn't give me my money back, I ended up trading it in because I was so disappointed with the game and I was never going to play it again. I never felt so cheated by a Nintendo game up to that point. And since that game, we really haven't gotten a true new Star Fox game, if you think about it. Now, go to the Wii U. The Star Fox on Wii U could have been the turning point to make the franchise as big as Mario and Zelda once again, or even Animal Crossing. But it had overly complex controls, and they chose the wrong system to do it on. If they had waited for the Switch, I am almost certain we would have gotten multiple Star Fox games on Switch, and probably a Star Fox launch title game for the Switch too. If they had done that game on the Switch, I feel like it would have blown up, and Star Fox would be a staple name, kind of like they did with Fire Emblem. If they released a Fire Emblem game on the Wii U, I doubt they would have done one on the Switch, because it would have sold poorly. Everything sold poorly on the Wii U. The only Star Fox rep we got on Switch was a Toys to Life game called Starlink Battle for Atlas. That game is awesome, but because of the Toys to Life being essentially dead at the time of its release, nobody bought it. They should let Starlink team make a Star Fox game with the concept and improve upon it. Nintendo can afford to take the risk, and I'm sure Ubisoft would jump at the chance to make a Nintendo IP game. So, I mean, look what they did with Mario Rabbids. I love that game. It was super fun. They should have waited the sequel to make on the Switch 2. Releasing it, both of them on the Switch 1, probably bad idea. Anyway, so after watching that Direct, the one we just had a couple days ago, and still not seeing one of my favorite Nintendo franchises not show up after all this time, kind of disappointed me. I know F-Zero is a dead franchise at this point. I mean, why else would they put the amazing GameCube game, the best one in the franchise, and lock it to the online service instead of releasing it on a Switch cartridge or a Switch 2 cartridge for $60, $70? I would assume it's because they let the franchise die with 0 new games in the last 20 years and know that F-Zero 99 does not count. So I don't think anybody would buy it. They'd be like, what is this? The sales would have been abysmal and it would have made the franchise look bad. So unfortunately, they don't trust it enough to re-release it on a cartridge, so they just put it on the online service. Now, if you haven't played F-Zero GX on the online service, go play it. It's the best, one of the best racing games of all time, and they really did a good job with making it, porting it to the Switch online service. It's like the best possible version you could play of it. Unless, of course, you have emulation, you know how to do that stuff, but my only complaint is I wish I could get my save from the original GameCube game, because I unlocked almost everything and play it on there, because re-unlocking everything is going to be a beach. So, here is what I want to see in the next Star Fox game, should they be making one, right? This is what I would love to see. This is just personal things for me. A lot of stuff is kind of like, what? That doesn't fit a Star Fox game, but this is what I want out of a Star Fox game. So, here we go. Number 1. Transforming R-Wings. Basically, take the idea they had in the Star Fox Zero game, where it can turn into like a kind of a walker thing, but dial it to 11. Allow the R-Wings to transform into battle mechs, like Robotech, or into the Landmaster, the tank thing, or multiple versions. They could even have a bunch of different transformations you unlock throughout the game, like unlocking different blueprints or buying new upgrades. That way we could have full control over the camera and have an awesome ground combat game also. This would allow for some really cool boss fights and different strategies for them. And the gameplay could be really refined. I mean, I think Nintendo could figure it out. They're pretty good at this stuff. Now, number 2, ground game. Allow us to exit the ship at any time, just like in No Man's Sky. I want to be able to run around and infiltrate complexes for loot or blueprints, etc. This could also allow for a stealth option for covert ops. Fox and his crew are really cool characters, so I want to actually see them and not just in cutscenes. I want to actually play as these really cool characters. The Star Fox universe is super cool. I love it. Anyway, number 3. I want to be able to play as the entire cast. They could let you pick Falco, Slippy, Peppy, Crystal, or of course Star Fox himself, each with unique skills and abilities. Number 4, dungeons or ancient ruins to explore across the cosmos. Much like Zelda games, they could have puzzle dungeons or ruins across the galaxy with ancient power tech from long-lost advanced civilizations. They could go nuts with cool gadgets for you and your ship. That would be super fun to do. Number 5, no more on-rails level design. Now, I know this is the whole point of Star Fox and what it's based off of, but they need to throw that out. That is an archaic way of game design. I want stuff like No Man's Sky, where you literally can just go anywhere, do anything, dogfighting. It's not just on-rail levels. If they just do another Star Fox like that, I'll be very disappointed, because Star Fox needs to evolve. It really does. Even Pokemon is changing the formula, though, how you battle. So we need to see some big changes for Star Fox. They started to do it with Star Fox Adventures and Assault. Keep going that way. Take that idea, now that we have super powerful hardware compared to those systems, let's go nuts with it. So number 6, his big ship that all the ships are in, and the central hub of it where you launch from. I can't remember the name of it right now. It escapes me. Yell at me in the comments. but you know what I'm talking about, the big white ship, the level that is in Smash Brothers. I want to be able to walk around inside of that. I want to be able to talk to the characters. I just want to have fun in the ship. There's a new game called Eden Zero that came out on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox and I believe PC. And you can walk around the Eden Zero ship. And it's really cool. There's a cafe, there's a sauna, there's all sorts of stuff you can do in that ship. You could talk to your crewmates. I want stuff like that in Star Fox. That'd be super cool. Make it really immersive. And then you go from there, you can take your ship, fly out. Seamless, no cut, no stupid loading screens or nothing, just like No Man's Sky. You can fly out of the docking bay, go fly around, and land on the planet. They started to do that in Starlink Battle for Atlas, and of course, No Man's Sky would work perfectly here. Please do that. That'd be so cool. And then number 7, despite all this other stuff that I would want, if they had time and they could figure it out, it'd be super cool if all of this was co-op. Imagine doing all this stuff in co-op. And on top of the co-op, it'd be really awesome, number 8, if they had extra time to really, really just go completely nuts with the game. If I can have every possible thing I could want in a Star Fox game, this is probably the number one thing, because the Star Fox universe is so cool. If time allows, have a robust and complete character creator for the game. Let the player choose if they want to play as the Star Fox crew or a created character that's a new recruit for the Star Fox gang. I would be, of course, a polar bear, because that's my favorite animal. I made up a polar bear character for this game back when it came out. His name was Gizmo. It's based off of a little teddy bear I had growing up, little polar bear teddy bear. You're getting Strizer lore. And I thought it'd be really cool. He'd be like this tech polar bear guy where he's super smart. He makes all this awesome armor and Battletech stuff for the crew, for everybody. And you could just go nuts. And he'd have like armor like in Daemon X Machina where he just powers up and he's like Iron Man armor and stuff like that. Oh, stuff like that would be so cool, because the Star Fox universe is all about tech and technology and space and sci-fi. And that's why it's such a cool IP, and I can't believe it didn't get hardly any representation on the Switch, like one of the most successful Nintendo platforms of all time. So, those are some ideas I had for how to bring Star Fox back on Switch 2 in a big way. How would you want to bring Star Fox back if you could make the perfect Star Fox game? What is your favorite Star Fox game? Mine would probably be Adventures, like I said earlier. Sound off the comments below, and as always, thank you for watching, and stay frosty.